everyone, Egman here with another video, and we've got my first Draft Box 6 Hirudegarn deck. Really looking forward to build this, especially, ever since I saw the cards, even before I was able to publicly release them, I was super excited to try them out in this deck, and so I'm happy I was able to build it. Also, I have some footage of me playing the deck, so if you want to skip to the end, that's going to be what the second half of this video is, but let's just jump on into it. We've got the Hirudegarn leader, and I decided to just play the Hirudegarn leader just for the first deck I built, just because it's the theme, and he's also a blue leader, which is really interesting, and compared to all the other leaders that can use his stuff, they'd have to be green. He has some kind of neat stuff that kind of applies to him because he's blue, but he has this auto that when this card attacks a leader card, kind of weird that it's leader. This is an old card. This leader is 2+ years old. But it's still super good just because it generates so much card advantage. But yeah, when it swings into a leader card, you choose one battle card from your hand, place it in your drop area, then and if you do, you draw 2. So that's super good. And then also when your life is at 4 or less, you may choose up to 2 cards, you just untap 2 energy, flip it over, and then the backside has a really simple effect, but a really good one. When this card attacks anything, by the way, draw 1 card, then if you have 4 or more energy, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, place it at the top of the deck. So turn 4 onwards, you get to go +2 every time this card swings, which is insane, especially since you already have the hand destruction stuff in this deck anyways. There's just a bunch of good stuff that really goes with him. So that kind of shows the idea of this guy being able to put stuff into your drop area, gain a lot of card advantage, a lot of cycle, and then also starting to nag on your opponent's card advantage. So the main idea, I guess real quick, I do have 2 secret rares that I'm showing. This is the one, we'll talk about Hatch. I think Hatch is the better one, but I put Broly in the side just in case you don't have Hatch and you have this guy. I think this one's fine because you can pop your 9-drop Hirudegarn, and then you can play Broly for free. So that's just like something you can do if you want a secret rare in this deck. But the main play for this deck in general is turn 1, you want to play either Tapion or the sealed music box. Both Tapion pretty much just plays the sealed music box anyways, but for 1 blue or green, you normally want to charge 1 green on turn 1, but for 1 green, you're able to put this in your drop area, and then you can activate just sealed music box from your deck. And then the sealed music box has an auto. When you activate this card, look at the top 7 cards from your deck, add up to 1 Hirudegarn, Tapion, Minosha, or green unison card at the specified cost of 1 among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So you're able to find any piece that you want on top 7 as well, so I think there's some good stuff there. And then activating for 1 green, you can place this card in its owner's drop area, choose up to 1 Tapion or Minosha card with any cost of 3 or less in your hand, and then play it. So you're able to cheat out stuff as well. I mean, you're still paying like 2 energy to play a Minosha, but you're spreading it over 2 turns instead of just having to tap out turn 2. But this card I think is pretty good, and it's fine for your turn 1. We're also, you might notice, not playing any unison cards, and the big reason for that is because Hirudegarn is a blue leader. If we play any of our green unisons, we'd be able to play Frieza, but we wouldn't be able to play Dormant Potential Unleashed just because we have to have a mono green leader. So I felt like it was too clunky for all that, and I just took it out, and I think it's fine to do so without those cards. So that's pretty much what we decided to do. If we put unisons in, I maybe think about putting blue because we could have Zeno in there and being able to ramp up to 4 energy faster, so you can use your Awakened Perfection Hirudegarn's, so your Awakened sides, 4 more energy, discard 1 from hand effect. 1 turn earlier can be kind of helpful, so that's just potential. You can always run Trunks as well, but I didn't put it in this deck yet just because I felt like it's kind of clunky, but I can definitely see in the future having enough space for that kind of stuff, especially because turn 1 you can go Tapion with blue, and then turn 2 you can play Zeno, which means you can place him and then use his effect, and then you can also have like counterplay Trunks in hand, so that's pretty good. And then turn 3 you can start charging green. You only really need 1 green energy in this deck anyways, so you don't have to really worry about it. But so that's the idea for turn 1 so far. Turn 2, you can play a couple of things. You can use a music box to get any of your Minoshas or your Oath Powers Tapions out. This card's really good. It's our only self-awakening, but being able to play this for technically 1 energy, right? And then being able to choose up to 2 cards in our hand, or in our life, put them to our hand, just helps us so much. I think the only weakness about Hirudegarn is that he's, sometimes you can stall him out for Awakening, and so being able to have Tapion help that out is good. Especially Dimension Magic is good too, because you can kind of get this live pretty early since we're discarding a lot of cards from our hand, so it's not impossible to get to this like turn 2, turn 3 either. But so that's the idea there. We can also play Minosha, and he can start going into our chain. which goes from the 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 6-drop, and then into our 9-drop. So I guess the cards to do that, Hoi is probably like the best card. When this card is played, you draw 1, but also choose 1 green Hirudegarn Minotaur card and KO it. When this card is used in a combo, it gets plus 5k combo power for the battle. So it's technically like a super combo that you're able to use to pop your cards that go into other cards, right? So the idea is like you can swing with your Minotaur on turn 2, you pop it, you get to play your 3-drop Hirudegarn from your deck, and so you play this, and then when this card's removed, you get to play your 4-drop as well, or you can make your opponent discard a card, but you go from there and then into your 4-drop as well. So like there's a lot of things, and like you get like an extra swing with these, which kind of makes up for the fact that your leader can't swing on anything besides your opponent's leader until it's awakened. I mean, as long as you want to get card advantage, and then if they want to get rid of your chain, it just goes higher, right? Because whenever it's removed or KO'd, you go up into the new one for 0 resources too, which is nuts. So the basic chain is 2-drop goes into the 3-drop, 3-drop goes into 4-drop. 4-drop you kind of want to hang out for a bit because it's a 20k 4-drop that says when your opponent combos, you may place 1 card in your opponent's combo area and its owner's drop area if you do negate the skill for the turn. So you kind of want to have this guy around for a little bit, especially like if you go into your 3-drop into your 4-drop, it can kind of just have this effect kind of sit there for a bit, which is nice. And then you have to have 3 or more energy, but when this guy goes into your 6-drop, but if you do, you get to play the 6-drop. And we got this boy who can also just plainly EX evolve on top of the 4-drop, which is fine. But so it's 25k crit, which is really nice. And then when this card is removed from your battle area by opponent's skill or KO'd, you can play a Hirudegarn with energy cost of 4 or 9 from your deck or hand, shuffle your deck if you look through it. You can't play copies of this specific card for the turn, and if you didn't play a battle card, choose 2 cards in your opponent's hand, discard them. I've been in debates about if this is mandatory in the sense of can you fail to find on purpose. My opinion is yes. You can tell me I'm wrong, though. I haven't heard any official rulings from any judges. But since the deck is a secret area, I believe you can fail to find. But that's the rules I've been playing with. But if there's any credibility to either side, please let me know in the comments below. And I'll definitely have there will be a pinned message as soon as I find out a clear idea of how it actually works. So, but right now I believe you can fail to find, in case you do want to just like mandatory make them discard 2 cards in hand. But this also has this awesome effect that says active battle, you can just KO this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and KO them. So this is great both offensively and defensively. So let's say like it's your opponent's turn, right? And let's say you go into this on your turn, you swing in 25k crit, right? Well, if you need to go in for like another like swing to end the game, you can just KO this guy by yourself and then pop your opponent's cards and everything and then go into your 9-drop. Or you can swing with it. It's in rest mode. It goes to your opponent's turn. They swing with something and then immediately you pop this. You pop 2 of your opponent's battle cards and you play the 9-drop for free, which means you have a big 30k revive blocker on the board. So, or you can even get like the 9-drop, the other one as well. So there's 2 9-drops, so this is the new one. So it's a unique blocker, energy exhaust. So first, auto, if your leader card's green or Phantom Demon, when this card activates blocker skill, choose 1 card in your opponent's hand, discard it. You get to choose it, which is really nice. It also has this nice active main for 1 green if your leader card is green or Phantom Demon, and you choose 1 Hirudegarn card with energy cost 4, 6, 7 in your battle area and KO it. Play this card from your drop area, and you can't activate active main skills on this copies of the card for the turn. So being able to just KO something on your board is great to not only bring this guy out, but it also helps your things. So like you can use this to pop your 4-drop. Your 4-drop will be able to play your 6-drop, which is great, or you just make them hard discard a card. But going into 6-drop is really good, and then you can just like swing with this, and then if they like negate it or something, like you can just like pop this and then pop their cards and then make them discard 2, as long as I got that ruling right. But just a lot of combos and things that go well with this deck. This 9-drops also has some potential too, just because it disrupts as soon as you play it. So, and it also has barrier, which is kind of nice. But when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and up to 1 card in their hand and place them on top of their owner's deck in any order. So you just get rid of 2 of their cards. So if they have any like troublesome battle cards on the board, like a blocker without barrier, you can just pop it immediately. And then when your opponent's attack chooses 1 of their cards, if your leader card's Phantom Demon, you may send this card and 1 card from your hand to your warp. If you do negate the attack, then play this card from your warp at the start of your next main phase. So just being able to play this guy and get the you get to play it again next turn as well. So if you're having like if you're thinking you have like a bit of a longer game, especially if you have like this guy in the board, you can like negate the first attack, and then, or not in the board. If you have like this guy in your hand, you can then play this afterwards, and then this comes back, pops one card in their hand, one card on the board. You just swing in and try to win. So I think that has a lot of potential there. What else do we have to talk about? Super combos. I did 2 Hoy and 2 Android 18. Either are probably fine. Hoy's, the only problem with him is that you have to get to 4 or less life to do it, which is kind of hard with this leader sometimes. So that's there, but being able to, discard 1 and then draw 2 is fantastic. Android 18 is good because you're able to just use it immediately and get rid of cards in your opponent's hand, so if you want to be more that kind of way. Hoy is searchable with sealed music box, which is nice. And then also, if you need to revive anything, you can discard this Android 18 to get this guy out to revive it. And then also that means you're able to you get another blocker that also gets rid of a card in your opponent's hand. So essentially it already does what it does, right? Because you can pitch this for the revive, and then if your opponent swings again, you get a blocker, which also rips 1 card of your opponent's hand. So it stops an attack and goes -1 for your opponent. So that's fine. That's already what the super combo is doing. So it pairs up really nice with this Hirudegarn. Other cards, I'd say I think I already said it. We have 55 cards in this deck. I think Tapion, this guy can be up to 4. You just really want your KO cards very badly, so I think it's worth it to have this guy. He only pops Hirudegarns, he doesn't pop Minosha, so that's like the only bad thing, and he doesn't gain like any advantage or combo power, but like otherwise I think he's fine. I mean, you get to play him for free, but he doesn't have block or anything unique, so he's fine. And then we also have this 7-drop. This is from the booster, the power booster. This one you can just use it to cheese out the either 9-drop really, because you just play it for free, and then it's a big 20k. It has blocker. It gets minus 10k during your turn. But even if like you just need a blocker out, that's fine. The only thing about this is you can't play it if you have a Phantom Demon already in play. So, but this is a great recovery card. So if your opponent gets rid of all your cards or in some way, and you want to be able to go into your big things again, you can just play this for free in your hand, and then you play for 1 energy, you can have this guy come back out. So it just works out fine, and just helps you recover in a lot of ways. What else do we have? I think that's everything. We run 4-dimension magic and 4 sensu beam because we're not dumb. Those are good cards. I've thought about the 3-drop Tapion. I think this card's fine. It has deflect, but it's great to be played off the music box. And when this card's played out to 1 Hirudegarn, Minosha, or Hoy card from your deck to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And then you can choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. When your opponent combos, you may place 1 card from their combo area and its owner's drop if you negate the skill for the turn. So it kind of already goes like 0, and it goes like you're able to find like a Hirudegarn, Minosha, or Hoy. It just hard finds it, right? So being able to just do turn 1 Tapion music box, and then turn 2 music box to play this for just 1 energy is pretty good, because then you just get like a bunch of card advantage from it, and you can find your Hoy or your Minosha or whatever else you need for your kind of chain. So that's really all I've got to say about this. Did I say? I think I already said it. The secret rares, Broly is good in general for this deck, just because you pop this 9-drop really easily because you can do it for 0 energy. But I think this baby is just better in Hirudegarn. He's also the only leader that can run this entire package and be blue, so like that's kind of neat. But I think this helps out the leader a lot, and just being able to force stall 1 more turn I think is good, and just have like another just 40k body that starts doing stuff immediately is fantastic. So I think that's all for these. I would add probably 2 more Tapions. If you see the deck afterwards in the link description, it will probably have 4 Tapions in there. And I think that's really it. So thank you guys for looking at this deck list, and let's go into the gameplay. So here's the gameplay. I decided to overdub it and speed it up just because it was a bit lengthy. Also, Untap has changed its UI to be for their mobile client, which is super good, by the way. I just don't have like a good way to make a video on it, but it also just means the desktop app is a little bit clunkier just because you have to click everything first. But we're going to start off with against an Android 21 by Pride. Haven't really played this deck since it got the anniversary box support. But looking at our opening hand, we've got pretty much a good start. We got our Tapion, which is able to get our music box. So we got our generic good turn 1 that we want for it. We also have like the 7-drop power booster and a Minosha, so we can get like all the cards into our drop area. Like we can play this Tapion turn 1. It's not that we would, but that just means like turn 2 we'd be able to play the 9-drop if we find it, which is kind of nice. So he just charges the blue. He's able to play the 1-drop Sake Demon, which is really interesting. But I like this build a lot. You'll see kind of more as we go into it. And I believe that's all he does, especially because it's turn 1, he can't swing. So I think charging up, I got to choose between a green and a blue. I think I'd choose a green, the 2-drop green Tapion in hand. And yeah, especially with that Hoy in hand to, proc stuff. I charge that, and then I use the effect of the Tapion to find a music box, and I use that to look top 7. And let's see what's in that top 7 there. If I can do top 7. Okay, there I go. Look at that. All right. Yeah, a bunch of repeats. I think I just add 1 pair of legs to it, or do I get the? Yeah, I guess I get that. Looking back, maybe I'd want to get the 3-drop Tapion just so I can help awaken a little bit. But then I just swing in there. I think I drop Minosha. I think I decided that I just want to go heavy for it. I could play Minosha turn 2 with Music Box and then pop it to go into the turn 3 Hirudegarn, but I decided that was just I didn't want to do that. So after thinking about it for far too long, I think I just dropped the 2-drop Minosha. Yeah, that's the one I drop. Draw 2 cards. I drop into another one of the Tapions, and I think another I think it's the 4-drop. I can't tell, but I think it's the 4-drop legs, and then he just takes the life and ends the turn. So turn 2. I don't know if he just didn't find any multicolor energy. I think that's what happened, but I think he just charges a green, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. But so he can't awaken if I am able to put a lot of pressure on him. But swings just with leader. I just take it because I want the self awaken for it. So there we go. We get another one of those Tapions that I was talking about last time, which we could have picked up. But he just plays another Demigra, so he had 1 energy, 1 on the field, and he just plays it and also adds a token to it, so it's a 15k, and I believe he swings on leader, so I'd take that for sure, just because that means that I can go into, I can just awaken next turn, which is kind of nice. So I do that, I do all that, so, and also I drew into the 9-drop Hirudegarn, so I can just play that out for free next turn, which, not for free, but for 1. So I charge 1 blue, and so I have a blue and a green, and so I use effect of. Okay, wait. So this is a minor misplay from my point, and he let me take it back. But I forgot that Hirudegarn only activates when he swings on the leader. So I asked him if I could switch it to Android 20 when he's fine, and he didn't Dimension Magic. But make sure you remember that. That's something I keep forgetting about kind of these older leaders that only get card draw when they swing on other leaders. But I do that. He lets me do it, and I believe I discard the 9-drop from hand to draw 2. That's the good play at least. Right? Yeah, okay. So I discard the 9-drop, draw 2. There we go. I draw 2 more of the 3-drop legs, which is super funny. And then I justify a 10k into his 10k, and I think he takes it. If I remember right, yep, he does. And so from there, I play Music Box. I don't discard it immediately, but I discard it when I think about it next turn. But you're supposed to put it into the drop area. But I play that on the Tapion because it's a 3-drop Tapion, and he gets to use a response for it. And I believe he plays Frieza, so I don't want him to be able to use that Frieza again. So I decided to put Sake Demon back on top of his deck and untap or take 2 cards from my life. So from there, he's able to. I'm just able to, for 1 energy, play my multicolor Tapion. So I get to draw a card. You draw a card immediately when you play it. I didn't read it properly, but he gets to be played at the end of the turn. So I draw 1 card there. Then I awaken, untap 2. I play that for free because I'm able to. And I think I swing into his Demigra because I don't think he can pop it at all. If he can. Then I can just play another one from my hand because it's not a once per turn at all. So that goes there, and then I use that to KO that guy, bring out my big boy, and I think that's it. So after that, I get to play my Tapion for free. I get the card draw late just because I didn't think about it. I didn't realize how the ruling was, but there we go. We ended the turn fine. There are a couple of hiccups. You got to remember how to play some of the specific stuff about Hirudegarn, but once you get there, it gets pretty straightforward. But he's able to find his blue-green energy finally, and he plays another Sake Demon. Looks up top 7, I think, for the Janemba, which is also from the anniversary box. So it's a really cool engine. He uses it just for a self-awaken kind of thing. But so I believe he just pops. He's able to discard a Sake Demon from hand. He does to play that for free. And then after that, he's able to just burst 2. Sorry, he bursts 2. He plays the Sake Demon back to his hand, and then he bursts 2. And then he's able to take up to 2 cards from his life, which he does. And then he's able to, I believe, awaken. That's what he does next. So he swings his leader into my leader. I just use my blocker effect just because I want to make sure I get it off. I'm afraid of what he's able to do. And I've got another blocker, and I've got Dimension Magic, so I'm not like afraid of what can happen. But he does that, awakens after that. He's able to untap one and draw one from there. And then after that, I believe he untaps the energy, and then he has like the Army of the Red Ribbon. I think he has that extra card. So, which you're able to just play for 1 energy, I believe. And then, we'll see. We're talking about something. I'm not sure. Okay, and then I'll figure out how to play the music box in my drop area. Very well done. Okay, I'm not sure. I think he's just thinking. So he's swinging his Demigra into my leader. And I think I just discard one of my many pairs of legs. Yep. That's what I do. And then he swings with his Janemba. And I think I just do the same thing where I combo another pair of legs because I've got so many. Well, that's a good amount of card advantage right now anyways. So it feels pretty good. And so I do there. And then I think that's it. I think he's done swinging unless he plays something else. I don't think he does. If I remember right, we'll see what happens. He's thinking. So yeah, so he plays the red ribbon. He's able to draw 1. I think the ruling is you can play this from your drop area, like the second effect for it for free. 99% of that. I remember there's some weird rulings with it, but he's able to pretty much replace his blue-green energy. And he's able to play the Bad Omen Android 21 there. His leader only procs though when an energy goes from his energy area to his drop area, so that's not able to proc his leaders. Draw 1 and what else? Draw 1 and untap 1 at the next turn. But he's able to play the Android for free by popping that energy, and so he's able to. I believe he remembers halfway through the swing, but he's able to put that back into his energy. I decide just block with Tapion, which he gets to draw 1 and put the energy. There he goes. Okay, he figured it out. So yeah, I think he just lets me do that, and I just let Tapion die. And I think that's it. He's got 7 cards in hand and my 8 cards in hand, but he has 3 energy. I draw my, I guess, 4th pair of 3-drop legs, so it's a really good thing I didn't hang on to Minosha because I wouldn't be able to play him. And I charged my 7-drop just because I wanted to have 2 blue. And so one of the good things about this leader, like being blue compared to other green leaders, is that you're able to just use a Dimension Magic, and like you're able to tap out here and then use Dimension Magic, which is what I do. So I swing with my leader, draw 1, just in case he had anything to stop my later swings. And he just combos off his Frieza, which is fine because I think he's afraid of me popping it. So I just play the legs for free and then swing with the legs into his leader, trying to put a little bit of pressure on there. All right, and he just plays the negate, which means he's able to play the android from hand, which means he's able to ramp for free, which is very good card economy there. And there it is. A good card to not see. Also, that would have been scary to see. What else? So that goes in. I think I decide, even though I have blocker, it's probably best. I kind of need to pop this 3-drop. So we're just gonna swing on in there. I think I untapped his leader by mistake, but I popped my dude. I've got a 40k Hirudegarn swinging in, so I think he just takes it, and I get to play the 4-drop for free, which means if he comboed, he just loses the combo anyways. So that's kind of nice. And then from there, I think I just swing in there again. So just pretty much put him at 2 life and go pretty much from there. I think I'm in a pretty good spot. So I've got another Hoy in hand, which means I can pop my 9-drop, which means I can play Revive to bring him back. I've got Dimension Magic to untap, and I also have a Sensu Bean as well. So I'm not afraid of dying this turn because I've got 4 life. And I've also got, like, if he ever combos, which if I, bean immediately, then he'd have to at least combo 1 time to get over anything. It just feels really good. So he swings in with Demigra. I just play Dimension Magic outright to untap my 2 and draw my 1. And get another Tapion. And he swings with there. I say no negate. I think he says no combos. And I just bean up eventually. I think I ask him to fix his energy because it's not super clear he's got 5. There it is. All right. Yeah, so I bean up. And then I think he just straight up passes, which is hilarious to me. All right. So that's all that. And he's only got 2 life too, which is great for me. I don't have a lot of resources, but ooh, and then I've also got like the big boy, which I could like immediately evolve on the 9-drop, the other 9-drop if I wanted, but I think I just decided like I didn't want to play him. I was probably fine without him. So I swing into his leader with my leader, which also means I get to draw 1, and he has to put 1 card on top of his deck, which is great value. And I think I get to choose the 1. But so that goes down to 6 cards, and I am at 7 cards in hand. I draw into 1 of the 6 drops, which is spoilers, what I'm going to probably play later this turn. Very good pressure tool there. And I just swing, and I think he just combos off the Janemba because he's afraid of that popping. I swing with my 20k there. And he's able to, I think he tries to combo off with his android on board, but then I use my 4-drop Hirudegarn's skill to get rid of that. Pretty much just means that he just loses it, but he can still combo if he wants to. It doesn't end the combo phase or anything like that. But I don't think he had any other cards in his hand that he can and or wanted to combo with. So that felt good as well. Pretty much get him down to 1 in life. So any swing we got is good, and since we have like such big bodies to swing, so I think I was pretty safe with swinging with my big old 9-drop. So I believe that's what I do next. I just swing with that one slowly. Yeah, because he took the 1. There we go. So swing there, and I use Android 18 super combo to make him put 1 card bottom of his deck, and then after that I use my Hoy to pop my 4-drop, and then when the 4-drop pops, I use its effect to find a 6-drop in deck, and then he freezes it, which means that it gets KO'd, which means that I activate the effect of my 6-drop. So I'm able to play a 9-drop from my deck. Once again, I don't know if you can fail to find, but I didn't care, so I played the 9-drop, which is able to get the freeze off to the top of his deck. You put it in his drop area, but then another card back into his hand from the top of the deck, and I've got this big old 50k that he has to kind of stare down. And I don't think he can swing over it. And even if he could defend against it, I've got like another 30k swing going in, and that's just game. So I think this is pretty much calling it game. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. I think it can still be refined, but it's really cool. It has a lot of different lines you can go with, and a lot of cool interactions, which I really really like. So thank you guys once again so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.